And then same thing with the volcanic here. You're getting basically higher damage with the volcanic at longer ranges than compared to you using the bolt action rifle and the Lancaster repeater. Today on the show, we're going to be reviewing the top 7 best weapons in Red Dead Online, followed by one honorable mention I think you will all enjoy. We'll be breaking down weapon damage values across multiple ranges, weapon accuracy, reload speed, and other stats, and basically discussing why these are some of the top weapons and best guns that you'll want to make sure you're using, whether or not you're a newer player to the game, or even if you're a player who's just looking to change things up with their current loadouts. Especially with the new blood money crimes, contracts, and opportunities, there's all sorts of different ways to play Red Dead Online, and these weapons will give you the most choice in that regard. So if you enjoy this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on this video, and if you'd like to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. Figured I should mention these are in no specific order. These are just the top best choices of every single weapon category, and we will be starting off with the repeater class, and I highly recommend the Lancaster repeater, as this repeater deals 42.55 damage, and the Lancaster repeater has the greatest accuracy of every single repeater in this game. That makes it much more reliable than the Litchfield and the Carbine repeater. It really isn't lacking in any specific stat category, and overall it's a really solid weapon. I consider this like a jack of all trades, but master of none. The Evans repeater holds 26 rounds, which is 12 more than the Lancaster, but then if you use all the ammo, you'll be reloading for a while, and you'll either need to get to cover or risk taking damage while reloading all of those rounds. The Litchfield suffers in the same accuracy department at longer ranges, and the bloom circle it has can throw newer players off, and even though it can become a lot better with Painted Black as an ability card, that's not the weapon talking here, that's the ability card assisting you. And then the repeater carbine has the fastest reload speed in class because of the tube style reload. However, it does suffer in basically every other category compared to other repeaters, and especially the Lancaster. So overall, the Lancaster still reigns supreme to this day, and as repeaters go, this will for sure be your best investment. Next up, we have the pump action shotgun, which has the best accuracy with the smallest bloom sizes and the fastest bloom shrink speed across all shotguns, which makes this the most consistent for one-shot kills. It's the most reliable shotgun in general, and it can be used for basically all types of content with fantastic performance. When it comes to the pump action, you're looking at the shotgun with the second highest damage at all ranges, only beat out by the double barrel at the farthest ranges, but the double barrel's bloom size and bloom shrink speed, and also its only 2-shot ammo capacity, hinders that weapon. And while the double barrel is my preferred shotgun to use in PvP, especially with the Painted Black ability card, it just doesn't cut it for PvE compared to the pump action, which is undoubtedly the better part of this game. You won't choke gunfights because you have to reload or you miss the shot with the pump action, whereas with the double barrel and even other shotguns that have high damage range, those things happen quite frequently. Next up, we have the bolt action. The bolt action deals 58.55 damage, and it does have a faster fire rate than the Springfield rifle. Better damage per second means faster and more consistent kills, along with the same great accuracy of the bolt action compared to its counterpart makes it the objectively better standard rifle to be using on your new blood money missions, or while hunting, or basically any other free roam mission like strangers or bounties, and even legendary bounties. This rifle is 100% worth your purchase. Next up, we have the Carcano rifle, which deals 101.1 damage and has a much faster fire rate than the rolling block. This gives it the damage per second advantage. Overall, it is the superior long-range sniper rifle for both PvE and PvP. The fire rate alone makes it more useful in PvE due to facing groups of enemies, and the DPS it offers makes it the superior weapon to use against tank builds and basically any players who are using health tonics, which is the vast majority of players that you're going to be running into when you fight them either in free roam, in posse wars, or designated showdown PvP matches. If you run the SB ability card, then the Carcano rifle is the one weapon you'll probably want to abuse most, besides maybe hip firing the semi-auto shotgun as your sniper support weapon at close range. Next up, we have the Navy Revolver as we move on to the sidearms here. The Navy deals 41.8 damage, and it is the most accurate of all revolvers. This has a great advantage in PvP where you can deal consistent DPS even at slightly further ranges than other sidearms. However, due to the Navy's slower reload speed and its 6-shot ammo capacity, you're going to be stuck reloading it quite often, so I find that it can be replaced with a couple other revolvers in PvE if reload speed is something that you don't like getting caught up with. It doesn't bug me too much, but the Navy doesn't really have a very slow reload speed by any means. I just want to make that clear. It's only about 4.2 seconds for a 6-round reload, but the Schofield, double action, and even the Cattleman revolvers have it beat by about 2 seconds, and they're all in the 2 to 2.5 second range for reloading 6 shots. And for comparison's sake also, the LeMat revolver takes 2 seconds longer at just over 6 seconds, but that's partially owed to the fact that you're reloading 9 bullets, which is 3 more than any other revolver in its class. Next, we have the Volcanic pistol at 53.2 damage, but that has the slowest fire rate of all sidearms, and I'm talking about the Volcanic here. But something to keep in mind is it also is the most accurate sidearm too. This makes it a solid PvE pistol because of its ammo efficiency, but can also be less useful in PvP due to its lower DPS. Higher damage, but lower damage per second because of the fire rate. Now in comparison, the semi-auto and the Mauser pistol deal around 30 damage each, so the Volcanic is almost twice as powerful, and for the same reason one may think damage doesn't really matter as you can just get headshots in the free roam, the same goes for fire rate because of those two pistols. You don't necessarily need a fast fire rate to fire multiple shots when you can just aim for the head and secure a one-hit kill. The Volcanic has a very competitive accuracy, making it probably the easiest to use, get good with, and kill enemies fast with, no matter their difficulty during a mission. And for the honorable mention today, the LeMat revolver. The LeMat deals 38.85 damage and boasts a larger ammo capacity and a shotgun alternate fire. While it does have the slowest reload speed of the revolvers, the 3 extra shots make up for it, and it's also a great revolver for both PvP and especially PvE content. The unique underbarrel shotgun attachment makes this perhaps the most special revolver in the game, and that's why I do think it deserves an honorable mention here today. I'm a major fan of all revolvers in Red Dead Online, however, when I find myself using the Navy and I get bored of using it, I like to switch to my next in line, which is for sure the LeMat revolver. So before we wrap up, I want to mention a few things specifically about the damage values of all of these top choices of weapons at different ranges. When we talked about the damage values before in the video, that was always at the 5-step range, which is basically about 10 feet. 1 step in this game is 2 to 2.5 feet, round numbers 2 feet. You're good to go here, and you could see basically, like I said, 55.35 damage for the Lancaster, bolt action very comparable. Carcano is still the highest damage weapon out of all these, and then for the shotgun I had to put it in its own category because you can't necessarily get specific damage values because you're getting a one-shot kill at all of these ranges no matter what, unless we're talking about players consuming tonics here. But then you can start to see the damage drop off at the 20-step range, which is about 40 feet. You're never really going to want to use this shotgun at that range. I mean, I use it all the time at this range, but it's really just because I still find I can kill an enemy quicker by using a shotgun at this range compared to needing to pull up the weapon wheel, switch to a weapon, either use any of these other weapons in the categories. Specifically on something like a legendary bounty though, I will take the time to swap to one of these weapons to get the headshot. But you can really see here the ranges and the damage at ranges where these weapons can be useful for you. For example, the Lancaster is going to be extremely viable and extremely competitive up until about that 25 to 30 step range, which is about 50 to 60 feet here in game. You know, I still use it past these longer ranges. I'm sure a lot of you guys do, but you don't really find yourself in a situation where you need to be sniping down range with a repeater. You're probably running the repeater because you get up close and personal, faster fire rate, lots of bullets. If you're using a weapon at longer range, that's why we have the bolt action rifle on here, because it's going to keep consistent damage at 58.55, which is basically going to be a 2-shot kill to enemies in the chest, you know, ligaments, anything besides the head here. You're going to be doing this damage up until that basically 60 to 70 foot range. And then when we talk about these other weapons, the Carcano basically has infinite damage and infinite damage range, which is fantastic to see. The Navy is still extremely competitive with consistent damage all the way up until the 90-foot range, and then it drops off to about half. A little bit over half. And then same thing with the Volcanic here. You're getting basically higher damage with the Volcanic at longer ranges than compared to you using the bolt action rifle and the Lancaster repeater, which is why I love the Volcanic pistol so much. And then of course, same thing with the LeMat here, just like the Navy, just like the Volcanic, you're holding that damage at range, and that's why it's important to have something like a Navy revolver or a LeMat, or of course the Volcanic pistol, which is basically like a Litchfield repeater, handheld, that you can shove in your pocket, in your holster, whatever you want to call it right there. So with all that said, we're going to be wrapping things up right here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and hopefully if you did, I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and you'd like to stay up to date with all the best Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.